Hey, you ever walk through a forest and think about, well, one of nature's biggest mysteries? I mean, every living thing eventually dies, so where does it all go?
Think about it. Every single year, countless plants and animals die. So why aren't we just buried under mountains of dead things? It's a huge question, right? And the answer reveals one of the most incredible processes on our entire planet.
Because if we didn't have some kind of natural cleanup crew, our world would literally become a global graveyard. Life as we know it would just stop. So today, we're going to play detective and solve the case of the Great Disappearance. Okay, Section 1, The Great Disappearance. Let's start digging into the evidence of this amazing vanishing act.
Our investigation starts right here, with an end. A life has ceased. This is our scene of the crime, you could say. This is our starting point.
Now, as a little time goes by, a change starts to happen. You can see the softer parts are beginning to disappear. The transformation is officially underway.
And then, our first persons of interest arrive on the scene. They're drawn here and the visible part of the cleanup gets going. So who are these first responders?
Which brings us to Section 2, Nature's First Responders. These are the most obvious members of the crew, the ones who aren't afraid to get their beaks and jaws a little dirty.
We call them scavengers, and really they're just animals that are experts at feeding on dead things. They're nature's first responders, the ones who show up to tackle the biggest pieces of the puzzle first.
And here's the lineup of some of the usual suspects. You've got vultures, hyenas, jackals. Each one is a specialist, perfectly adapted for this job, and they get to work fast.
But wait a minute. Look closely at the evidence. Scavengers are good, but they're not perfect. They leave stuff behind. Bones, little scraps. So the job isn't finished. The mystery actually gets deeper. Who finishes the work?
And that takes us to Section 3, the invisible cleanup crew. To find the real masterminds here, we have to look closer, like much, much closer, into a world we can't even see.
And here they are. The true heroes of our story are the decomposers. We're talking about a microscopic army of fungi and bacteria, billions of them in just a single handful of soil. These guys are the ultimate finishers. They break down everything that everyone else leaves behind.
You know, here's a good way to think about it. Scavengers are like the demolition crew. They tear down the big walls. But the decomposers? They're the molecular recycling team. They take everything, flesh, bone, even fallen leaves, and break it all down to its most basic chemical ingredients.
So on to Section 4, Recycling for New Life. This really gets to the motive in our detective story. Why do they do it? It's not just about cleaning up. It's about something so much more profound. It's about creating the very conditions for new life to begin. See, they do it all to release nutrients. What are nutrients? Well, they're just the fundamental building blocks, things like carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, that all living things need for energy and growth. They're basically life's essential ingredients.
And this creates nature's perfect circular recycling program. Check it out. An organism dies. Decomposers get to work. They return all those precious nutrients to the soil, and then, boom, plants soak up those nutrients, and the whole cycle starts all over again. It's just perfect.
Which leads us to our final section, Section 5, the unseen engine. Because what this all means is that this invisible process is the very engine driving all life on the surface. It's happening constantly, right under our feet, and we don't even see it.
I mean, just look at this. On the left, you see death and decay. On the right, vibrant new life. But here's the mind-blowing part. They aren't opposites. They are two parts of the exact same continuous loop. The nutrients from the scene on the left are literally fueling the growth of the grass on the right.
And that gets to the heart of it all. In nature, there is no such thing as waste. It just doesn't exist. What looks like an ending to us is actually just a transfer of resources. It's passing the torch from one life form to the next. So this entire beautiful, efficient system is powered by a world we cannot even see. It's an incredibly delicate balance that underpins every single ecosystem on the planet. Which leaves us with one final and really critical question to think about. What happens when we, through pollution or destroying habitats, disrupt this unseen engine of life?